It's time for another video where we discuss something that's much like our relationship.
Are you calling yourself a pretty little lady?
No, I was calling myself a tramp, but thank you. Hey everybody, welcome back to Eye to Eye Disney Through Our Eyes. I'm Kyle.
And I'm Jessica.
And it's time for our second video about something that's Disney Plus related. Lady and the Tramp. Actually, I should have cued that over to you. What are we doing?
Lady and the Tramp!
Just so you can get your little
The
thing in.
live action!
I mean, it is live action.
They're live humans.
They're live dogs.
They're live dogs, but they're also CGI dogs.
But their mouths and certain movements they make are clearly
dogs don't
CGI.
talk in real life. Do you know that?
What? Don't ruin the magic for me, okay? Look, I have full belief that I was going to walk through the Magic Kingdom and see Lady and the Tramp talking and all the good stuff.
Well, okay. So now that we've ruined that...
Anyway, so we're going to be discussing Disney Plus's live-action remake, Lady and the Tramp, and obviously it's going to be filled with spoilers. Even though you probably
everybody probably knows this movie except me, so...
Well, so here's the thing. There are some things, just like with all the live-action remakes, that they change.
Yes.
I think some are pretty significant in
I was
this
going to say,
one.
a lot of things are different because this movie's like a half hour longer than the original.
So yeah, and so that's the thing with doing these live-action remakes is they're adding to the stories within the stories.
Yes.
So they stretch parts of it out, fill in deeper gaps, and I think they did a good job of that with this one. So we're going to discuss a little of that on here tonight. But for overall, overall thoughts? Lady and the Tramp, their first movie that they made exclusively for Disney Plus. What did you think overall?
A+ in my book.
So really good.
I thought it was excellent. It doesn't seem like a non-movie theater movie. It seems like something that I would watch in the movie theater.
So when they announced this, I agreed with you, but I kind of wish we had gotten the theater experience of this.
Not me. We just saved $20.
What? Well, technically over time.
No, in one night we just saved $20 because if we had gone to the theater to see the movie
and gas money and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But after a couple months of Disney Plus, if we didn't have a special deal, we'd be eventually paying the same amount.
No, because we saw this movie for free.
Okay. Anyway, so whether or not we saved money by doing Disney Plus or not
we did.
As we're beyond the point here. What we're discussing is how good of a movie it was.
So when I think of like direct to streaming service movies,
yeah,
I think of like, I don't know, like Lifetime type movies or Hallmark type movies. Like they're good. I enjoy them, but they're not like theatrical releases. This was like a theatrical release.
And that's why I feel like maybe this could have been made into a live-action, full-blown theater movie.
1000% agree with that.
But
I'm glad they didn't.
If they had to take a Disney classic and experiment with it on this platform, I'm glad it was this one.
Yeah. I think Dumbo could have been on this one too.
See, I don't think so, because after seeing Dumbo in theaters and what they did with it, I think it lent itself to being seen in a theater. This one,
okay,
there's not a lot of spectacle scenes.
You're right.
Outside of the traditional, here's a spoiler, fight scene at the end with Tramp and the Rat,
right.
There's not a lot of like bang and all that kind of stuff. It's just a lot of singing, feel good stories and all that kind of stuff.
All right, you're right.
I would say, for me, it's definitely a movie. But, we'll talk about maybe our rating scale at the end, 1 through 5. It's not going to be very high on mine because it hit some key points for me, but it left out a couple of ones, too, that I really wanted to see, which is I'm kind of missing on here.
I'm interested to hear what they left out.
So should we start with changes, songs? What we should start?
Changes.
Changes. So the changes to this movie, what's your first one you want to
Well, I
talk
have no
about?
idea because I've never seen the original all the way through.
Okay, there you go.
So I've seen the original to, like, the spaghetti scene.
It's the only thing that matters at that point.
I mean, literally as a kid, I'm pretty sure after that, I just turned it off. I remember seeing, like, the rat in the baby room.
Terrified me as a kid.
Right. And I think that's why I didn't keep watching it, because I don't remember the ending of this movie in the original at all.
Yeah.
So I think the rat in the crib in the nursery, like, really freaked me out as a kid. And
I remember Tramp scared me in that scene more than anything, more than the rat, because of how mean he looked when he was fighting. In the original. And in this one, obviously, he's got a lot more fur and stuff over his face, so you can't really see him actually snarling and growling in this. But, so that's what I remember is that scene sticking with me. I remember the songs and stuff like that. So a lot of those beats are here, but some of the other changes we saw, we get to actually see Jim Deere and Darling in this one.
Yeah, that was so weird.
You just see their feet in the other one.
Correct, it's like their feet and their bodies.
I found myself oddly looking back down at their feet and being like, I can't look up at them. Like I just have to be at dog level here and look at their feet. It just doesn't feel right.
That's true. The more you point that out, like I kind of liked that in the original.
Yeah, it was a unique touch, and I think it would have been cool if we could have seen more shots from her perspective looking up, as opposed to just us always on their plane. Now, they did that occasionally, especially when like she'd be sitting down and looking up at them and things like that. But it was a nice touch to add things to that story, I felt like.
I agree.
So, should we talk about the big one and probably controversial missing thing?
The cats.
Well, the cats are there. They don't have their song.
They don't have their song, and they're a different species of cat.
Well, no. They're not. Hold on.
A different breed?
Thank you.
Color?
They're all the same.
Gender?
They're domestic cats. They're different breeds of domestic cats.
How do you know they're still a different domestic cat?
Anyway, we're not going to go into...
She got them from the woods.
We're not going to go into an animal lessons night here on the show. So... the change is obviously because of the song, some racial insensitivity, as most people would probably... Insensitive? Did I say that right?
No, I don't think I'm saying it right, but...
Basically, there's a lot of people who feel that is insensitive, the song, and...
In the original.
In the original. So thus, they chose to change it. Now, my thing is, if you're going to change it, you better knock it out of the park, or else you're going to be questioned for it, and they did not knock it out of the park.
10,000.
The song, What a Shame, felt out of place. I would have rather them just hummed something similar to the tune and walking around just messing and not sung anything.
Yeah, it almost took away from why the cats were there.
Right.
It was like...
It was
forced.
Either don't have them or do something as close as you can without being insensitive.
It was very strange.
I did not like that change at all, just from that reason, because it just felt forced at that point.
I love that you used exactly what I said, but yes.
we're like married, so we kind of there.
I do wish they had just left that out entirely.
That
way they're not insensitive to anybody, but it's really not a big plot point in the movie. So,
but it's such a classic song. Everybody knows the tune.
It is.
And you hum
but
it
if
in
we're
your
leaving
head.
it out, we got to leave it out.
That's
we
true.
can't try to replace it.
That's true. All right, a couple other changes.
Yes.
They don't go to the zoo.
I don't remember the zoo.
Oh, it was the best part where they meet the beaver, actually, who pulls off her muzzle. Oh. It was just a statue in this one. I get it to try to speed up for some other parts, but, I don't know. What do you think about Jacques being Jacqueline?
Right.
In this one, she was a lady in this one.
And wore clothes.
A little Scottish terrier walking around being Jacqueline. I
loved her. She was like my favorite little supporting character.
She definitely grew on me as time went on. Because
she was like so loyal to her owner, but she was like, this is stupid.
No, but she would act like she hated it, but then she's like, I just love every minute of this. I can't stand it whatsoever.
I really liked her.
But again, why was the change to a female dog? And but I
don't care.
Was it to serve a purpose? I was really wanting to hear that little cranky old Scottish man accent in there, and when it wasn't, I was like, oh man. But then she grew on me. Jacqueline grew on me, and I didn't become that big of a distraction on there that much there. No puppies at the end.
Yeah.
No puppies.
They were keeping it a family show.
So, how is that not a family show? It's just puppies. Nobody has to talk about how the puppies got there. What?
Just saying.
You just got to make things like PG-13 now, apparently. Yeah, you're just full of it.
I am.
Any other changes that you can pick up on?
You mentioned Trusty.
Trusty got hurt in the original. He doesn't get hurt in this one.
See, I don't remember that, but... You obviously do, so I'm glad. Trusty's look old in this one, though.
Well, he's supposed to be. Like, he was old in the other ones.
Man. I was like, dang, he's about to die in this
movie.
But
they hit a lot of those beats of where he gets hurt. They just kind of had him, I'm getting tired, and pulling back. So, again, it's not a big, knock against it or anything, but it's just an interesting, why did you choose to pull that out? That one I could see for time and making sense in the story because it didn't really serve a purpose.
Yeah.
So that change makes sense, but some of the other ones I'm like, maybe not.
Fair.
One of the big changes, and it's not really just a change, but in addition, we learn about Tramp's backstory. Jessica had a meltdown.
That was the saddest thing I've seen. First of all, that is like, I don't know.
Keep it together.
I can't understand, this is too deep for this, but I can't understand people that abuse animals or children. That I just can't. It's
terrible.
It's horrific. And so for me to think that this really happened in real life, and I know it does happen because people drop off dogs and kittens all the time, but when he threw his ball and they went to go get the ball like a good boy, and then he came back and the dad was just gone and like sped off. I was like, God, like I could kick that man in some.
Okay, all right, keep it together. All right.
That was just horrible. It was so sad, but. Oh, that was so sad. That was awful.
But I thought that was a perfect addition to this movie because we want to know a little bit more about Tramp. You know, if you're going to do a remake, add some things to the story that make it
too sad.
More than just a rehash, right?
And I did, yes. And I guess, you know, it promoted like he and Lady have stuff in common and blah, blah, blah. But it was too sad for me.
It's too mushy for you, apparently, too.
Not
can't have nothing in common, so there can be love interest. Never mind.
No, it was just sad. Like, at least Lady's owners didn't just drop her on the street. They left her with Psycho Lady, but...
You mean Aunt Sarah?
She was Psycho.
Yvette Nicole Brown was very good as Aunt Sarah in this. I
love her as an actress,
but she's such a nice lady. It seems like in real life, she's awful in this one. It's like, oh, why don't
she and those cats have the perfect personality. They all matches.
Yeah, we didn't like any of them, of the songs, anything.
Nope. Okay.
Songs, Disney movie songs.
Go ahead.
The ones I remember I remember now the tune La La Lou from just the humming of it when the baby's born and all that kind of stuff. So that brought back memories to me. So that's probably like one of two things that really hit the nostalgia feel for me there.
That and Bella Notte.
Can you let me get to it? I'm building up to Bella Notte.
Oh, well, I don't like suspense.
He's a Tramp. What did you think about that version? Because you've heard the song.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I liked it. It was very theatrical. Like, it reminded me of like Dolly Parton up on the stage.
That's a good analogy there. That's a really good one.
Thank you. I actually do have some good points.
I see it, though. I thought it was almost too much overdone.
Never.
But I still loved it. Like, it's just a great song. How can you not love He's a Tramp?
But we love him.
And then the coup de grace. Belle notte. And then Joe and Tony come out, and it's like verbatim that the lines and everything they're arguing over.
I just love how their restaurant's so busy, and they're like just outside in the streets.
From that moment when they walk up there to that scene and then here's the thing, when the choir starts singing it after that, and they're just walking around together, Lady and Tramp.
Kyle,
I was in Disney heaven. I was like, this is how it's supposed to be. Oh
my gosh.
But dare I say, out of all the live action remakes we've watched, theatrical and now Disney Plus, that is definitely top 3 moments recreated in a live action remake. I'm talking Lion King.
I was about to say, that's better than Circle of Life.
No, I said top 3. I got to think about, how I'm going to rank that out. But when that choir started singing Jess.
What's that? Genie and a...
I think you're mixing so many things up right now. What did you think about Bella Notte?
It's not my favorite song.
God, such a good song.
Listen, it's not my favorite song because you killed it. You sing that song all the time. Kyle sings this song literally every day doing dishes.
I'm in the shower.
2003.
Bella Notte. We didn't know each other in 2003.
I'm still sure you were singing this song back then because my whole year has been hearing that song. And every time we go somewhere, Kyle's singing that song and it just makes me want to die a little bit.
All right, let's start building towards the end here. A couple of funny moments that you really liked in this.
Oh, yeah.
What were some of the funny ones that you liked?
My first favorite one was when...
First favorite one.
Well, I've got a lot of them. When Lady was in the backyard, when they were having the baby shower.
Oh, yeah.
And Tramp comes up and she's like, I'm gonna bark. I'm gonna bark.
But see, that's like how a dog, I feel like, really would say it. I'm gonna bark. I'm gonna bark. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Bark, 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 bark. That was a good one. Man.
That was so funny.
Anything else funny that you really liked?
Remember when she got in the alley with the muzzle on and that mean dog was there?
Yeah.
And Tramp convinced the mean dog that she had rabies. And he was like, act like you have rabies. And she's like, rabies, rabies, rabies.
One more time. How did it go again? Come on, give it to us. One more.
Rabies, rabies, rabies.
That is the screenshot of the show right there, folks. Rabies, rabies.
But yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. And then she's jumping around, and he was like, "Calm down."
There were not a lot of laugh out loud moments, but there were a lot of like really good chuckle moments.
Rabies.
That was a good one. Yes, that was definitely a good one there. You Need More Volume was a good one for me when they were like howling and practicing.
Oh yeah,
you can use a little bit more volume.
That was good.
Like that.
And you like
Jock being so short is like, my wee little legs can't. I'm doing it in the old man voice. My wee little legs cannot run this fast.
Oh, that was pretty good.
I feel like more English than
that was. You sounded like some of our British friends, but you tried.
I tried my best there.
You can have some British tea and crumpets and stuff.
Anyway, this is not British Hour here for you and some of our British friends. All in all, a lot of funny moments, a lot of huge nostalgia feel here. Some changes we liked, some we didn't. All in all, I think this is a pretty decent movie. Yeah. On a scale of 1 to 5, how likely would you be able to? Would you want to see it again?
First of all, who goes with a scale of 1 to 5?
Just give me the scale. What's your rating?
What is the question?
On a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the highest, how likely would you want to watch this again?
4.
4? I'd say. I was gonna say a 3.
That's fair too.
But then I start thinking about that scene there with Bella Notte with the choir.
Gosh.
And
now you're going to give it a 5.
Back in it. No, it's not a 5. It's a 4. So I would say a 4. I really think they did a solid job. First ever live action adaptation for a Disney classic on Disney Plus. Yeah. I think they did knocked it out of the park.
Did a really dang
solid job and very pleased with it overall.
Yeah, for sure.
And now it's your turn. We want to know from you in the comments section below what you thought about the brand new live action adaptation to Lady and the Tramp in the comments below. Let us know down there. Make sure you vote in our poll as well. What else should they do?
Be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss one of our videos.
And that's all we have for you on this edition of Eye to Eye. But until we assemble again,
may the force be with you.
And we'll see you real soon.
Bye.
And that's all we have for you.
Let's start there.
Yeah, come out. I was like, is she saying something else?
No, that was just garbage.
What else should they do? I mean, come on! What are you doing, man? Get it together!
Okay. This is it.
All right, here we go. And that's all we have for you in the